So the COP28 is important, especially for the Philippines, which is one of the most vulnerable countries. Although our contribution to the climate deterioration is very, very small. It could be a rounding error. Right? So I just came out from a forum where Jeff Sachs talked of how the magnitude of the global economy. The global economy is something like 130 trillion pesos. And so when you are asking to raise 100 billion out of 130 trillion pesos, that's only 1/4 of 1%. So that can easily be raised, especially from countries, the developed and the upper middle income countries, to help those who are in the category of least developed countries. I think there's a very high likelihood that 100 billion can be raised. But the other problem is, how do you distribute them? It's a matter of having the money, but how do you distribute them? I think that is a challenge for whoever will take over and allocate the resources. It will be managed by the World Bank, but it will be managed by an organization. I understand it's at least a 40-man organization. So the World Bank will hold the money, but it will be up to that organization to determine who's going to benefit from this 100 billion. This is just a beginning, because the requirements are much more than 100 billion. I'm optimistic because of the pledges of many developed countries already, and of course UAE also pledged a lot of money. I think the loss and damage was brought up way back in 2017 or many years ago, and so it's very encouraging that it has become front and center in this discussion. So this is a way of coming up with a way of compensating those who are damaged by those who are big emitters, let's say big emitters in the world. And so I'm very optimistic that at least it's now coming into fruition, the concept of loss and damage. I think there are big initiatives, not only coming from the from World Bank and Asian Development Bank and other multinational development banks. I think that's a good initiative, and but the degree of implementation varies from one country to another, because in some countries the energy and power mix is owned by the state. In other countries, it's private sector owned. So you have to incentivize the private sector to voluntarily move from dirty source of energy to clean source. The role of the Department of Finance or Ministry of Finance in the Philippines is it's the chair of a technical working group, what we call the Green Force. It's a committee consists of many departments, and that was initiated under the previous administration. And so our job is to raise the money needed for climate change. So not only externally, but also domestically.